Hello and welcome to the Light Side, the Marathon Classic Edition at Highland, Meadows in Sylvania. My name is Kate Longenecker and I'm your host, and this event has become so popular year after year because fans really rally around these players, and it attracts the best LPGA players in the world because this course is so challenging. And one hole in particular, at least on paper, that has become really difficult is number 1. Last year it resulted in 93 bogeys or double bogeys and only 21 birdies in the first few days. So I asked Judd Silverman, the tournament director, to break down why.
They know what they're going to face right out of the box, and they're probably trying to figure out, what am I going to hit off that tee if it's into the wind, and what do I want to do on that second shot, because I got to get it up on top and I can't hit it left off. So yeah, there's a lot of stress that goes along with hole number 1 for sure. And like I say, if you make a par there and if you're fortunate enough to make a birdie, you're ahead of the game statistically.
Statistically, Stacy Lewis, who came in 5th place last year at the Marathon Classic, even fell victim to the tricky hole, bogeying in the 3rd round but still managing to par it the other 3 days.
The first hole here, I think it's one of the hardest starting holes we have. I mean, I remember when I played my first event, I was an amateur, and I was so nervous. I was like, can I just please start on 10 so I can just rip driver down there? But of course, I have to start on 1, and then you have to hit like a fairway wood or an iron or something. And I just remember being so nervous. I could barely get the ball on the tee. So, yeah, it's a hard hole. I mean, you got to hit a good drive, got to be in the fairway, and then you still have a long iron into the green.
Hole 1 has had an impact in the Classic in the past and will most likely have an impact again this year. On the contrary, hole number 17 is one that these women are looking to birdie, and for good reason. At only 513 yards, it's a relatively straight hole with only a few bunkers guarding the green.
In their mind, it's probably like a par 4.5. You're sort of disappointed if you don't birdie that hole, I'm sure, because that has the lowest stroke average of any hole on the course for the ladies. So, if you make a par there, you're probably not happy. A lot of players will get it on the green or right in front of the green in 2, so you're either putting or chipping for an eagle. We've had plenty of eagles there, so it's definitely a birdie hole.
And it's no secret that Americans have been birdieing a lot lately and setting a new standard for American golfers all over the country. Sports Nightly's Ken Watlington has more.
With 3 of this year's 5 major championships already in the record books, all 3 winners made the trip to play in the Marathon Classic. All 3 are homegrown, too, part of an American resurgence in women's golf. Each year, many of the world's best women's golfers tee it up at Highland Meadows, but this year's field could be the most talented ever. That includes the most recent major winner, Mo Martin. She won the British Open in dramatic fashion with an eagle on her final hole. And this shot, her second on the par 5 18th, almost went in for a double eagle. Her first major win, her first career win, and just days later, she's here in Northwest Ohio.
I don't think it's soaking in much at all. I think it's becoming more and more surreal. So I think it's going the opposite direction, but we'll see. It's just been a whirlwind and so many texts and congrats. And we've got another week now, another tournament coming up. So there's just a lot going on right now, but hopefully it sinks in a little bit at some point.
2014's been good for Michelle Wie, too. She won her first career major in June at the U.S. Open at historic Pinehurst No. 2. Despite the added attention that comes with the title major championship winner, Wie says not much has changed.
Nothing really much has changed. It's just been really busy the last couple of weeks. But yeah, it's just I'm really happy to be back here in Toledo. It's fun playing in tournaments. Nothing really much has changed personally for me. It's just been really busy.
We actually finished second in the season's first major, the Kraft Nabisco Championship. The winner there was Lexi Thompson, who also made the trip to Sylvania for this year's Marathon Classic. So the first 3 major winners are here, and for the first time since 1999, all 3 are American-born golfers.
After I saw Mo won, I was very excited for her. Especially that she won, and the fact that an American won the British Open. It's pretty cool. I saw that, that stat on Twitter on Sunday, and I thought it was really interesting. It was really cool. I always get excited when my Solheim, teammates play well. I think that we just played on, a couple of those Solheim Cup teams, and we just kind of bonded. And, I definitely root for, Americans. But, I still think that, our tour is so international. I think that's one of the biggest keys about our tour is that we have so many great international players.
Coming up later in the show, highlights from the Marathon Classic weekend. But coming up next, I'm going to take you out to the craziest party on the course. Welcome back to the light side here at Highland Meadows. Now, right now I'm outside of hole 18, which is a little more quiet, a very somber tone. Well, if we take it to the other side of the course at hole 14, it's a lot different than that. Caddy races, a great seat, and a cheering section you can hear from the opposite side of the course. That's just some of what spectators can expect at hole 14 or the Labatt Party Deck. Judd Silverman says that they got the idea from another tournament.
The Men's Open in Phoenix. And they do such a phenomenal job out there. And they've got the whole 16th hole surrounded with skyboxes and bleachers, and I don't know, they must have 20,000 people that can sit around that hole. So we're trying to build on that. And we've started our Club 14 event on Friday afternoon, which is a lot of fun, and the LPGA players have embraced it. They've been terrific, and it's a great view of the 14th hole. And we're just trying to create the atmosphere so that people will come out and have a great time on that hole. The caddies will race, the players throw things up into the stands, and it's just festive. It's fun. It's a little different than what you see on the rest of the golf course, where you clap and cheer for good shots. Well, out there on 14, anything goes. So, but the players have been great about it, and like I said, they've embraced it. So we're just trying to grow that. We want that hole to have its own atmosphere. We want to make it one of the loudest holes and most fun holes on all of the LPGA.
For the LPGA competitors, 14 has become a place to look forward to.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's the way it should be. I mean, I wish golf, we could have parties out there and have a song walking on the first tee. I mean, that would be awesome. But it is nice to have that. The fans get really going in that section.
The fans were certainly going on Friday. Cheers and groans could be heard echoing throughout Highland Meadows. And Ron Grodhouse, who has a local golf business, said that he came out for networking purposes and for, of course, the bird's eye view from the box.
No, we just came out to have a good time, came out to enjoy the golfers and enjoy the day. Oh, you can see the green, you can see the tee, you can watch the ball come up. This is a great view from up here.
And right outside of hole 14, a kiosk with a new app that was launched just 16 months ago. Julia Johnston, the face of the Twine app, explained how it works and why this new technology is useful for the younger generation.
Well, Twine Photo Station is kind of like a photo booth, but it's open air style. And what we have is really cool. We have a free app that you download. It's called Twine Live. And as soon as you take your picture, this is how it's done. I just press snap it. It's kind of self-serve. As soon as you take that picture, in real time, it goes to the app, which is now on your smartphone. And once you get inside the app, all the person has to do is scan this code. And once they scan this code, they have the whole gallery from today, the Marathon Classic. So it's really cool. You can scroll through, you can see who you know, you can see your own picture. You can send it to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can email it, you can print it, you can do whatever you want with it. And it's instantaneous. You don't have to wait at all. It happens in real time.
I even got to see for myself how quickly the photo booth travels through the interweb. So looking at this looks like myself. So
yes.
If I were to hit snap it, what would then happen?
That takes a picture of you, 3 seconds, and then in real time, that picture goes to the app, Twine Live.
Okay.
So then what you would do is go into the gallery and boom, your picture's there immediately. and then you can expedite it to whatever social media platform you'd like.
After getting my photo taken, I went to twine.it and typed in the code from that day's event. Sure enough, my picture was there, and from there I could upload it to any form of social media I chose, or even print the photos out. After a long day on the course, I decided against that, but the app isn't just about the pictures. It's about attracting the selfie generation that has become intertwined with social media.
So all they want to do is they want to go somewhere fun. They want to show people where they're at. They want to put it up on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram. And the cool thing is we also have a branding that follows what we're doing today. So every time it's posted, that branding follows. And it's really cool because every time someone downloads our app, we collect an email, which is very helpful for people like the Marathon Classic, LPGA, because now they have access to that demographic and they can more properly target those people.
If you'd like to check out the app, go to www.twine.it. Apps like Twine help appeal to the younger audience, the younger demographic in this sport, and some of that younger audience was in attendance this weekend, and they even got to do a free clinic from some golf pros. I'll have all that and more coming up after the break. Welcome back to the light side here at Highland Meadows. Now, the Marathon Classic wasn't just about the LPGA stars, it was also about the children that came out to watch these stars. And they had events here all weekend for them, and one was a free clinic that took place on Saturday. Between 4 and 6, right next to hole 18, where their idols were finishing up for the day, several aspiring young golfers got to work on their swings and learn from some elite golfers in the area. During the free clinic, they were taught how to swing, a bit about their stance, and even got help correcting some fundamental mistakes.
Does everyone know how to make a nice grip? Cover your thumbs. And the other thing, the number one thing, you got to say hello to the golf ball. Did you say hello to it? You got to go, hello, ball.
After ending her round on Saturday, Maura Dunn came over to answer some questions by the young group. Lydia Durham came down from Detroit for the Marathon Classic to see her favorite golfers in person and take some notes in the process.
Because I wanted to see the women play, and I like to see just people play golf in general. I'm thinking how she was keeping her knees bent real still, and so I think I could hit the ball straighter from that.
Much like Dunn, Lydia started playing golf at a young age and took the clinic as an opportunity to improve her short game.
I've learned to point the club in a different direction instead of the direction I've been pointing it in, so it can go straight.
From the very young to one of the youngest players in the Marathon Classic, Mariah Stackhouse, who just finished up her sophomore year at Stanford, got to play a practice round with the #1 ranked player in the world, Stacey Lewis. What's more interesting, though, is that these players were in communication via email long before making their way to Toledo, after Stackhouse decided against playing in the Kraft Nabisco Championship because it conflicted with a college tournament earlier in the year.
I'd committed initially and just felt like, I wanted to be there with the team. We were missing a pretty good tournament. And so knowing that Stacey did the same thing and really valued the days that she spent in college and looking at where she is now, she used that time to develop her game and become the best golfer that she can be. So it meant a lot for her to reach out to me at that time.
Just told her, that I've been there, I get it. Don't listen to what anybody else says. And, I thought, she's doing things the right way. She's learning how to win. She's going to college, getting her education. And she's a great kid. She's going to be very successful. I mean, and she's just kind of give her some time. She has 2 more years now. So they'll give her some time to just, grow as a person and just become better and be more prepared when she does turn pro.
Also on the course during the weekend were the ladies and gentlemen who volunteered their time to make the event run smoothly. The ones you might not notice right away, but they helped you find hole number 6 or kept the path clear for the LPGA players or even directed traffic. 13 ABC's Daryl Kirkland Morgan has more.
For the last 25 years, the 9th hole has been Ron Reynolds' post. The Columbus veteran faithfully drives up year after year to lend a hand.
I started working in the tournament when I lived here in Toledo, and just have taken a week's vacation every year and come back.
His main task is to keep the crowd quiet while a golfer is on the course, but Ron says he continues to come back because of his love for the game.
It's one of the best things I do all year.
Anywhere you see a blue shirt and khaki pants, that's a volunteer.
From getting the players signed up to running shuttles and keeping score, the impact of the 1,000+ tournament volunteers is visible everywhere you look.
The excitement for marathon is, I think, very apparent this year, and it's helping a lot.
Many of the recruits come from local golf groups, community organizations, and Rotary clubs. Volunteers will often invite their friends to help out and end up making new ones along the way.
I'm working with the same people year after year after year, and that might be the only time all year long that you see those people.
It's probably more hours than I do at work.
Linda Dolgen Duda not only volunteers but also opens her home to golfers. She housed a young player last year and gladly welcomed her back.
We've stayed in contact, and she asked again if she could stay this year, and we said more than happy to accommodate you. And her caddy's staying with us too, so we're having a nice time.
The countless volunteer tasks keep the tournament on track.
We just really enjoy it. It's fun.
We couldn't run this a successful tournament without our volunteers.
In Sylvania, Daryl Kirkland Morgan, 13 ABC Action News.
Well, it's almost here, a wrap up of the weekend at the Marathon Classic. Stay tuned.
BCSN is going from your home to your home screen. Now take your favorite live local sports with you wherever you go with the Watch BCSN app. Just download the app, and in moments you'll be streaming the BCSN networks live directly to your smartphone or tablet. Watch BCSN is available for both iOS and Android devices and is free for all Buckeye cable system subscribers.
Welcome back to the light side. Obviously, the weekend at the Marathon Classic, always a wild ride. So let's wrap up the show with some highlights. Starting first with Laura Diaz, tied for first going into the last round. Able to shoot a 62 at Highland Meadows on day one. Here she is on hole number 10. Could she do it again? A beautiful approach shot from the fairway, but the putts for Diaz were just not falling. She ends up falling as well, ending up tied for 18th after being tied for first going into the last round. But she makes room for the teenage phenom, Lydia Ko, going into this round tied for 5th. But that doesn't stay like that for long. Here she is on number 8, short par 3, only 132 yards, sticks it. And Lydia Ko had been putting well all day. Very calmly puts this in for birdie. Now on to the 16th. Another par 3, only 120 yards out. You guessed it, pitching wedge right at the pin. Couldn't ask for much of a better shot than that if it wasn't in the hole. Easy stroke, short putt. Another birdie. Now she's up to a 2-stroke lead at 14 under. On to 17, that par 5 I was talking about earlier. Third shot here, short chip shot from the fairway. Able to get it on the green a little bit further away than she'd probably like. Just tries to get this putt close enough to be able to pull off the par and remain at 14 under. But watch out, Soo-Yeon Yu. Chip shot on 17 has this long putt for birdie to tie Ko going into the 18th. Long putt for Soo-Yeon Yu. Calmly. Great speed, great line. Crowd gets excited because it's going in. Lydia Ko, though. Teenager, you would never guess that by the way that she played today. Great shot. Sets this up for birdie. Short 4-foot birdie putt. Calmly sinks it. Up by 1. Soo-Yeon Yu, though. Approach shot. Crowd gets excited because she sticks this right at the pin. Only has a 6-foot putt to force a playoff with Lydia Ko. Could you ask for more drama? But she misses it a little bit to the right. Lydia Ko started the day in 5th place, but ended at number 1, shooting a 65 on the day. And after some photos with the new hardware, she caught up with Ken Watlington and Claire Batista on the set.
We welcome in the champion, Lydia Ko. Congratulations, an exciting final day. Just give us your thoughts on what was a great tournament.
Today my goal was to shoot 6 under, and I ended up shooting that score. This course, there can be a lot of birdies, so I knew that a low score would win at the end of the day, and to I guess be the winner after the 72 holes. It feels good, and I'm proud.
When you were coming up the 18th green, the announcer said you had won 3 times this year, and only 3 times in your career previous. This is your 4th career win. What's it like to be such a young player, but very well respected, and you're showing results out there?
When he said that, I was like, okay, I kind of want to win because he said I've won 3 times this year, so maybe he's going to say 4 and then I need to do that again next year or something. But I'm so grateful that a lot of the players have been very welcoming and very nice to me, and that's why I love playing on the tour, and I'm grateful that I can play at my age.
Tell me, when you said you figured you had to shoot 66 today, how do you come up with that number before you go out and play? You just kind of look at the leaderboard and...
there was, I think, a 9 under by Laura the first day, and there were some low scores, throughout the last couple of days, and now I realize, these greens are quite small, so if you're somewhere near the pin, you're giving yourself a good opportunity for birdie, and that's what I tried to do today, and there's been tournaments where I said, okay, let's go out and shoot 6 under, and I've been very close to winning, and kind of have my goal and then to actually win, it feels even better.
That's great. Fantastic.
With this win, it's projected you'll be the number 2 ranked player in the world. You're just 17 years old. I remember one of the reporters earlier in the week asked you how you stay so calm out there. You have this even-keeled demeanor. How do you stay so calm? Because a lot of people your age and even older would be pretty flustered in some of these situations.
I can't believe I'm number 2 in the world, and things have happened so fast. So everything is kind of going really fast, but in the right direction. But
when I'm out there playing, I don't think about, my ranking. I don't think about, what I've done or what tournaments I've won or my placings. I go out there and try to make a lot of birdies and, at the end of the day, be holding a trophy. So that's my goal, and I think that kind of helps me to not worry about the rankings and, not worry about everything else that comes with, playing good golf.
Well, I was listening to your press conference earlier, and you said that you are on, your mom gives you an allowance for what under par you are, $10 for every under par. So you said today or this week you made $150. That's kind of a cool way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I think so. That way I'm not really thinking about the prize money.
Right.
Obviously, come in with a check at the end of the day, that's great. But no, I'm excited when my mom gives me an extra $10 for every birdie I make. And this week I've earned $150. And to me as a teenager, that's a lot of money when you think about it. And I'm super excited when she does give me that money.
So will you make your way to the mall before you head out of town, or?
I'm gonna go back home, have some rest, and definitely do some shopping. I'm gonna feel that $150.
Great.
So you get $150 for your mom. You also get a championship trophy from this tournament. Congratulations. Thanks for being with us, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you for having me.
Lydia Ko, the 2014 champion here at the Marathon Classic.
As always, if you have any ideas, feel free to email the lightside@bcsn.tv, and I will try my best to get them on air. Thank you for tuning in this week. I will see you next time. Have a great night.